Hey everybody, it's Tony George from DocSports.com. You know what that means? A little gussied up. Getting back from the studio here. We're doing the 10 of 10s and the marquee matchups for you. But you know what Tuesday is here. Week 16 of the NFL, the opening line report, just my candid and raw comments and initial takes on this week's NFL action on the lines that currently exist here on Tuesday. So we got three games on, let's see, Saturday, and then we have some bowl games trickled in during the weekend, and then a slate of games on Sunday and Monday, and the Sunday and Monday nighters both are going to be good ones. So let's get to it. Let's break them down. Remember, these are not free picks. These are just selections that I'm contemplating early in the week, and some initial gut reactions, like a couple guys sitting around a sports bar having a cocktail talking about the ball games. Let me pull them up here, and let's open up on Sunday with three games, including the Los Angeles Rams, who are often thorough behind the shed ass kicking of the Dallas Cowboys last week, catching 6.5 points on the road at San Francisco. Total is 45.5. I'd take San Francisco in a teaser and tease them down to a half and stick them with our next game, and that will be Buffalo catching 6.5, get them catching 12.5, and get the Rams down to a -0.5 here in that one. That'd be a nice two-team teaser, a 6-point teaser on Saturday for you. New England laying 6.5, total here 38. My initial thought is it's probably going to be an under game, and my second thought is New England should be laying 6.5 to a 10-win team. I'm telling you this, New England's not all that, and Buffalo's better than you think they are. Is this type of game where New England comes out of their shell and finally does what they're going to do, what everybody's waiting for, getting themselves primed for an AFC championship again? Probably not. Houston, Tampa Bay. Houston on the road laying 3. Total 50.5. I'd take the over. Switching gears to Sunday, Detroit and Denver. Denver laying 6.5. Total 38. To the Lions, who look like they've thrown it in, and Denver had a tough time in Kansas City in the snowstorm last week, and Drew Lock just wasn't ready for primetime there. He may be ready for primetime here. My initial thought in that game is you might see the over happen. Check the weather. It's Denver. It's December, week before Christmas. Be sure and check the weather in all these games. High winds are crucial. Throws a lot of things off. LA Chargers at Oakland. Oakland, the biggest blunder of all last week. Absolutely the worst job of coaching I've seen in a single game all year long. And that's saying something. We're talking about Freddie Kitchens, Maroney, a couple others this year, Patricia. But John Gruden took first place in the worst coaching job of the season last week, not scoring a single point, trying to protect the lead, and just a colossal blunder, head up your butt routine. And the LA Chargers and Phillip Rivers, the better quarterback in the game, my opinion, the better team in the game, and the better coach in the game. Chargers will make a nice little teaser, get them down to a pick 'em. Total 46, 45, 45.5 consensus. That's about right, actually. I mean, if Oakland can't score in the second half against the Jacksonville Jaguars as they're closing out their stadium, and Jacksonville Jaguars were giving up 38 points per game their last three games. How are they going to do against the Chargers and all those guys up front? Probably not very good. Atlanta, Jacksonville. Atlanta laying 7. 46.5. I have no opinion on that one right now. I got to take a further look at that. On the surface, obviously, Atlanta's a better team. Not interested. New Orleans at Tennessee. I have a consensus line here at -1 for New Orleans, but they're -3 across the board in every book in town, and 50.5 is a total. New Orleans off. One thing about it, New Orleans set the bar so high on Monday Night Football, they're not going to be able to equal it. Tennessee, the bar couldn't have been any lower last week. Meet them in the middle there. Total 50.5. Might take a look at the under. New York Giants, Washington. The Eli Manning farewell tour continues in the home of the Washington Redskins, who grabbed defeat from the jaws of victory against New England against Philly last week. 42 is the total, and the Skins are laying 2.5 at home here against the G-Men. Giants up to plus 8.5 would be part of a good half of a teaser. 42 seems about right. That's a tight line there. Washington should be favored at home, but that's there. I don't see a lot of value there. Pittsburgh at the New York Jets. A lot of sharps out here in Vegas are hitting the Jets early in the week. Mike Tomlin doing a great job of coaching. Buffalo's just that good of a team. That's what happened to them. They ran into a good defense and decided to turn the ball over a ton. What's the Jets do? Turn the ball over. What's Pittsburgh do? Take advantage of it. I'd lay 3 on the road there. I wouldn't take it. Total 38.5. Depending on the weather, that seems about right. Yeah. Cincinnati, Miami at home laying 1. Cincinnati off an absolute butt whipping. Total 47. 46.5 is the consensus line. Miami, Cincinnati. Miami at home -1. Take them. Carolina, Indianapolis laying 6.5 to 7 points against the head coachless Carolina Panthers. My first, and the total is 46 in this one. My question is, what are the Indianapolis Colts doing laying 6.5 to any team in the NFL outside of Cincinnati, the Jets, or the Giants? That answers that question. Baltimore, Cleveland. Baltimore on the road laying 10 to Cleveland. Another disaster down in Arizona last week. Ravens the best team in football. Cleveland one of the worst, in my opinion. Forget the playoff hunt scenario thing. People keep talking about the Browns. Browns aren't going to win that game. I'm not willing to lay 10 there. Total 48. And they're avenging a loss. How Cleveland beat Baltimore early in the season, huh? Too many points. Tease Baltimore down to -4 and stick them with, who was it we were talking about? The Chargers down to pick them. There's a good teaser. Dallas, Philadelphia. Dallas laying 2.5 on the road at Philly. Total 46. That's one of my top plays of the weekend. I'm leaving that alone. Arizona, Seattle. Seattle is at home laying 9.5 to Arizona, who's up 1 week, down 1 week, down 2 weeks, up the next week. Can't figure them out. Seattle off a huge win last week against Carolina and trucking along there. No more Gordon. He's been suspended. Performance-enhancing drugs versus marijuana. So we're switching vices. He's out of the league. I'm not willing to lay 9.5 in that game. With Seattle, they got some big games on deck there. They're going to do just enough to win that game. And let's get to the Sunday night game. Kansas City, Chicago. Kansas City laying 5. Total 45. First indication there is the under. And the Monday Night Football game, the big one, Minnesota at home laying 4.5 against Green Bay. Total 46. I'm going to have a sizable play on this, my premium card, so I'm going to leave it alone. Those are just some initial reactions here to the first week of the Week 16, first of the week here in the NFL. Hopefully you guys had 4 winning weeks in a row. Huge run in the NFL. We hit the skids last week. So this week we're going to make some sizable moves, including some teasers and some total plays, and one big side play this week there for you at DocSports.com. Come over and visit us. We got a free $60 for you in the link in the description below. If you've never been a member, to come try things out over there. Not only me, but 11 of the top handicappers in the country. Right there at DocSports.com, including about 90% of the stuff on the website's free. And, oh, by the way, it's bowl week. Come on over and visit us.